What's up guys, and welcome back to a new real versus fake comparison video. Today I will compare my real Galaxy S5 with a Chinese 1-to-1 copy from eFox shop called the eFox E5. It's one of the best S5 clones I've ever seen, and so I thought, why not compare it with the real one? As always, you can find the shop link down in the description, so feel free to check it out. And I got this one from eFox shop with DHL shipping, and it arrived after about 4 days, so really fast, and now I want to show you this comparison video. But before we do the comparison, let's do a short unboxing. Okay guys, so this is the box which I have received, and there are no Samsung logos on the box, so this is really good because this copy won't be seized by the customs. It just says here Smart EV on the box. It's running the latest MTK6592 octa-core SoC with a CPU running at 1.7 GHz. We have the latest Android 4.4 system, 1 GB of RAM plus 8 GB of ROM, which you can extend by using a microSD card, and we have 4D gesture sensing. We will later see what it is. Okay, then now let's open up the box, and now let's take off this cover here, and here we can see the box which shows the eFox logo, and also if we turn it around there is no Samsung logo on it, there's just this ceiling which says Smart EV, and here you can also once again see the specs of the phone. And now I will open it up. And actually it's really nice that they put the ceiling here on the box, because here you can be sure that this phone is brand new and has never been used. So now let's open it up, and now let's take a look at the internals of the box. Okay, now here in the box on the top we have the smartphone, which is in this protection sleeve, and also has here this protection pad on the box to make sure that it won't get damaged. But now let's put it beside and let's take out all the other things. Then we have a short eFox user manual, and we will later take a closer look at that. Then further we have a box which is here in the box, so let's get it out of the box. And we will also later see what is inside. And last but not least we can flip up the bottom where we can find the charging accessories and the battery. But now let's put it beside and let's go through the components. And now let's get started with the eFox mobile phone user manual. It's a really compact user manual. I think it's only in English, but it tells you everything you need to know about the smartphone, like how to take photos, how to turn it on, how to access applications. Basically it tells you really everything what you need to know about the smartphone. But now let's put it beside and let's take a closer look at the other things. Further here we have this box which says phone case. I think there's a flip cover in there, but now let's open it up and let's see what we got here. Okay, so nice, this was included for free, so you get a leather flip cover which says Smart EV on it, and it really looks like the original one but does not have a Samsung logo on it. But don't worry, also the original cases, flip covers or screen protectors will fit the clone. Also there's a screen protector included here. There's already one on the smartphone, but you get a second one if the first one gets too many scratches. And now let's take a closer look at the other things in the box. And now we can flip up the bottom of the box where we can find the other accessories. So here we have the charging cable, a charger and the battery. Unfortunately there is no headset included, so we just have this charging cable here. Here we have the charger, and last but not least we have the battery, which is under this cardboard plate here. Okay, then let's get it out of the box, and now we'll take a closer look at all the things which are in the box. First of all, let's start with the battery. And I have to say the battery of this clone looks a little bit different. Basically it has exactly the same size like the original battery, but it's a little bit thicker than the batteries I've had from other clones. So actually this could be good, because maybe because it is thicker it also has a better capacity. Because sometimes the capacity of batteries from China is terrible. But therefore let's check out the sticker which is on the battery to see how much capacity it should have. On the sticker it says 2800 mAh of capacity. So this is also the original capacity, and I have to say the capacity of China batteries is not always that good. But here we can see the production date, so this is 05/2013 and it is brand new. And we will later see if it is compatible with the original one. Then here we can see the charging cable, and it does not look like the original one, but it looks really fancy because it's amazing slim. And this charging cable here comes in white just like the original one, and on this end of the cable we have a big USB 2.0 connector to connect it to the computer or to the charger. And on the other side of the cable we have a micro USB 2.0 connector. I'm a little bit disappointed that they do not include a micro USB 3.0 connector, but anyway, you can buy it in every local electronics store and it's not that much faster. And here you can see the wall charger which was included, so it has the eFox logo on it, comes in white but looks different than the original one. And this looks like the iPhone wall charger, but actually looks like good quality, and I have here the European connector, so if you're located in a different country, then ask the seller about it, maybe you will get an adapter for that or a different wall charger. Okay, and now let's take a closer look at the smartphone. And as I said, the smartphone comes really well packed. It comes in this protection sleeve with a screen protector on it, and now let's get it out of the bag and let's take a look at it. And yeah, that is the eFox E5. Looks really close to the Galaxy S5, but there are some differences. And now I will remove the screen protector, get my real Galaxy S5, and then we'll do a short comparison to see how close the clone comes to the original one. Okay guys, then now let's get started and let's do a short comparison. You can now see both phones here in the middle. We have on the left side the fake one and on the right side the original one. They look pretty identical, but the left one, the fake one, doesn't have a Samsung logo on it. And here on the right side we can see the original Galaxy S5 with the Samsung logo on it. And now let's do a short comparison to see how close the fake one comes to the original one. Now here you can see the display of both phones when they're turned off. And the left one is the original one, and the display looks black or bluish when it's turned off. That means it's an OLED display. And the right one, the fake one, is grey. That means that it's not an OLED display, and that means that the display quality is not as good as on the original one. But when you take a look at them in darker lighting, then they almost look identical. There's just no Samsung logo on the fake one, but except of that they look really equal. They have the same size, the same color, everything is exactly on the same spot. And just on the fake one there's only the eFox logo, and on the original one there's the Samsung logo. But except of that, from the outside there's almost no difference. But now let's take a closer look at the outside to see if we can find some differences. If we take a closer look at the top on the front side, we can see that the components are exactly on the same spot. The front camera is exactly on the same spot, same goes for the light sensor and proximity sensor. Also the speaker here is on the same spot, looks just a little bit different on the fake one. And here on the other side we have the multicolor LED, which is also exactly on the same spot. So screen protectors from the real one will also fit the fake one. Then now let's also compare the top side of the frame. There we can find exactly the same components. Let's start on the left side where we have a 3.5mm headphone jack to connect the headset to call people or listen to music. Then let's go to the right side, there we can find the IR LED. So you can use that as a remote control to control your TV, your air condition or something else. And then we have the top microphone, so this is the last thing which is here on the top side of the frame, and it's exactly on the same spot like on the original one. On the opposite side of the frame, on the bottom side, we can find the flap which protects the micro USB 3.0 connector to charge the phone or to connect it to the computer. And it looks like it would be waterproof just like on the original one, and we can also see the bottom microphone. Then now let's take a look at the back side of both phones. And I have to say they look almost identical, but the back cover on the real one feels a little bit smoother. And everything seems to be on the same spot except of the logo. I have now zoomed in and now you can see slight differences. So the LED flash on the fake one is much more yellow than on the real one. I don't know why, but it is on every China phone. And we also have here circles around the camera, which you don't have on the real one. I have now removed the back cover of both phones, and the right one is the original back cover and the left one is the fake back cover. And on the left one you can see that the sealing is not as good because it's just a flat rubber sealing. And here on the right side we have a lip sealing which really ensures that the phone is waterproof. So the fake one will just be dust proof maybe, but it will not be waterproof. I have now removed the back cover of both phones, and the left one is the fake one, the right one is the original one, as you can see on the logo here. The battery has exactly the same size, the camera and the LED flash and the sensors are exactly on the same spot. The all-in-one SIM card and microSD card slot is exactly on the same spot. And now we come to one very interesting thing, to the pins here on the back side. They are for wireless charging, but I'm not sure if they're working on the fake one, and I cannot test it because I don't own a wireless charger. Then here we have the D-pinning for the sealing, and it's exactly the same also on the fake one, but as I said, the sealing on the fake one is really bad. Here we have the speaker, looks identical to the real one. Okay, so basically that was everything, and now let's try to switch the batteries. I will now take out the battery from the fake one, and this is the battery from the real one, and now let's just try to switch it. Okay, so the real battery fits in the fake one, but it feels like it would be a little bit too thick. It is a little bit thicker. Okay, then now let's get the real battery out, and then I will insert my SIM card and my micro SD card, so just give me a second. So here comes my SIM card, and there we go. You need to have a micro SIM card, and here comes my micro SD card. I think this phone supports micro SD cards up to 64 gigabytes. Okay, and here comes the real battery. And now I just want to see if the real back cover fits the fake one. So as you can see, this is the real one with the sealing, and it fits the fake one perfectly. But also this back cover doesn't make the fake one waterproof, because the headphone jack may not be waterproof, and also the buttons and all that other stuff. Okay, that's it. And now let's switch on both phones and let's see how long it takes to boot. So 3, 2, 1, and there we go. On the fake one we have the eFox logo, on the real one we have the Samsung Galaxy S5 logo. And now let's wait until they have booted. I have on the real one the Omega ROM, so maybe it's a little bit faster with the Omega ROM. On the left one we have the Smart EV boot animation, and on the real one we have the Omega boot animation. Okay, so the real one is faster, I have expected that. And here comes the fake one. So the lock screen looks exactly the same on both. And now both are unlocked, and now it's time to quickly compare them. So swiping here through the home screen feels really smooth on the fake one because it has an octa-core processor, but it feels even more smooth on the original one. The real one only has a quad-core processor, but a really high quality one, so it will be faster than the octa-core on the fake one. So the home screen here looks really identical. We have here on the bottom all the apps like phone, contacts, messages and all that stuff. Here we have the apps, we have the same widgets, we have the same Google search bar and all that stuff. Then now let's open up the Android status bar by swiping from the top to the bottom. The display brightness is on maximum on both devices, and now let's check out the features. So the fake one doesn't have as many features as the original one. On the original one we have really many features like power saving mode, NFC and all that stuff. And on the fake one we just have Wi-Fi, GPS, data connection, sound, auto rotation, Bluetooth, toolbox, multi-window, air gesture, smart stay, Wi-Fi hotspot, sync and airplane mode. And on the fake one we also have that power saving mode, NFC and much more. And now let's close that and let's take a look at the menu. So the menu looks a little bit different on the fake one. On the fake one we have apps and widgets, and here on the real one we just have the apps. And you can add widgets here if you go to widgets on top, and here you have all the Samsung widgets, you have the health widgets and all that stuff you want to, and you can also install widgets from the Google Play Store. Okay, then let's go to the settings of both phones. It's a little gear here, and also the settings look pretty identical, but there are some differences. And now let's go to about the device, where we can find some information about the fake and the real one. Okay, so let's compare this. We have on both phones system updates. It's called software update on the original one, but on the fake one it's not working, I think. We have status, legal information, all that stuff. And here we can see model number on the real one is SMG900F, on the fake one it's just Smart E5. And the Android version seems to be 4.4.2 on both phones. And maybe this is just spoofed on the fake one, but I think there will be software updates or at least compatible ROMs from the HTC S5 octa-core phone. And now let's quickly compare the settings on both phones. Therefore we go to the menu and enter the settings on both phones, and there we go. And let's start with quick settings here on the top. Let's start with Wi-Fi and let's see if they can find my home network. And as you can see, they both find the same network and almost with the same signal quality. We will later also do a Wi-Fi test. And let's go back. Then further we have here a screen lock. So this is really interesting. We don't have a fingerprint sensor on the fake one, but you have fingerprint in the options. So here you can go to screen lock and you can choose fingerprint unlock. And it's really funny if you choose it on the fake one and you try to register a fingerprint, you can swipe over the touchscreen and it says, yeah, fingerprint detected, but actually you're not even swiping over the home button, so this is just fake. Okay, then now let's check out the other wireless and network settings, which we can find right over here. And here we got Bluetooth on the fake one and on the real one, so let's see if it is working. Okay, it is activated on both. And now I have to tick that both are visible. And as we can see, both phones can find each other. So Bluetooth is working on both phones. Then let's go back. Further we have all the other features which you also have on the real one, like tethering and portable hotspot, airplane mode, data usage, location services and more. We will later also test the GPS connection. You can enable GPS here, and then you can also see which apps are using GPS right now, and you can switch between high accuracy mode and battery saving mode. Okay, then further we have sound and display, so let's check out the display settings. And as you can see on the fake one, you have things like clear motion and all that stuff. Because it's not using an OLED display, it is using an IPS display or something. It's also possible to use the same wallpapers like the real one, so let's check out wallpapers and let's see what we got here. Let's go to home and lock screen, and here we go to wallpapers, and as you can see you have almost the same wallpapers. Here on the real one on the right side I have some different ones because I'm using the Omega ROM. Further, both phones have Toolbox, so you can quickly access some applications like the camera, gallery or your music player. And I'm not using this on the fake one, I'm also not using this on the real one because for me it's annoying always to have this thing on my screen. But yeah, it's on the fake one and it's on the real one. Okay, then let's deactivate it and let's go back here. We also got multi-window on both devices, so you can enable it here in the settings, and then you get this bar here on the left side of the screen, and you can drag in applications and split your screen. Works actually pretty good on the fake one. Further, we got connect and share, so you can print over Wi-Fi. We also got some motion settings, and I have to say that the motion features do not work as good like on the original one, but we also got those air view things like air browse, air launcher accept, air call accept and all that stuff. But for instance, Smart Stay is not working that good. But the proximity sensor is working, and you will later see a little test with that. Further, you can add accounts like corporate account, Google account, POP3, IMAP, and you can receive your emails or back up your device. Okay, then let's go back here. Then now I want to show you language and input. For instance, if you buy a phone directly in China on the market, then it's mostly stuck in Chinese language. But here, as you can see, you can set it to any display language you want to. There are almost all languages which you can find in the world. Maybe some of the words will remain in English, but the biggest part will be set to your display language. Okay, the same goes for the keyboard, so you can set it to any language you want to, and you can also install additional keyboards from the marketplace. Here we have storage, and we have different partitions here on the phone. It does not have only 1.14 gigabytes, it has 1.14 plus 5 plus 2, which is a total space of about 8 gigabytes. On the real one we have almost 16 gigabytes, so you only have 8 gigabytes on the fake one here. Then now let's check out the battery settings, and it's really important to activate CPU power saving mode because the octa-core SoC is draining a lot of power, and with CPU power saving mode and some other power saving abilities you will get easily through 1 day of usage with one full battery charge. Okay, then here we have applications, and basically this is the same like on the original one. On the original one you have some few more settings. And last but not least we got developer options here on the real one, and on the fake one you got them too, but you have to activate them. So go to about the phone, tap 7 times at build number, and then you have unlocked the developer settings to activate USB debugging mode. So now we went through the settings on both phones, and now I quickly want to compare the Samsung applications. So on the real one we have Samsung applications, the latest version. On the fake one we don't have Samsung apps, we have Play app, which is often crashing, and you can also find all the apps in the Google Play Store, so I would recommend to uninstall that. Further we got S Note here on the fake one and also here on the real one, but on the fake one it's an old, outdated, cracked version or something, and on the real one you have the latest version. Also on the fake one we got an application to measure the heart rate, it's called Heartbeat, and on the real one it's under S Health, so let me find it. Oh yeah, it's right over here. Also in S Health we got a pedometer, exercise, heart rate and more apps. And now let's access the heart rate application, and as you can see it looks slightly different. But now I want to see if both devices detect the same heartbeat, and therefore we will do a little test. So to test the heartbeat monitor I will put my left finger on the sensor of the fake one and put my right finger on the sensor of the real one, and then we'll compare the values. The main difference is that the real one automatically starts to measure when you put the finger on the sensor. On the fake one you have to push a button. Then now let's see what values we can get. So it's measuring right now, just give me a second. Okay, try to keep still and quiet, that's what I will do right now, just wait a second. And the real one is done 89 beats per minute. And the fake one says 60 beats per minute. I think 60 is too low because I'm holding both phones here and standing here, and on the real one it's definitely better. Then now let's check out the other Samsung applications which we can find on the phone, and last but not least we got Smart Remote. It has the same icon on both phones, but on the fake one it opens up a free application which you can also download from the Google Play Store. it is working but looks different than the original application. Yeah, basically that's it. There are no other apps which I could compare, but now let's put the original one beside and let's take a closer look at the fake one. Okay guys, I have now switched the back cover to the free flip cover which was included, and actually this is a free smart flip cover. It has the eFox logo on it, comes in nice black leather, and you can also use the touchscreen when it is closed. So you can listen to music, you can open up S-Note or open up the camera application, and then you can take photos in this little window, and it automatically switches to this little window here when you close the cover. And the only bad thing is that it's really hard to press the X button when the cover is closed and the camera is open. So you have to open up the flip cover and then you can close the camera application. But except of that, it's working really fine. But as I said, if you don't like the flip cover, you can use any Galaxy S5 cover or flip cover which you can get in every local electronics store. Then now let's go quickly through the apps which are here on the phone, and we're now here on the home screen, and we also have two capacitive buttons on the bottom. Like on the left side we have the menu button and on the right side we have the back button. Then now let's go quickly through the apps. Here we have the phone application, looks completely like on the original one. Just press the green button to dial a number and the red one to hang up. And you don't have to worry about dual SIM because this is a single SIM phone. And yeah, I'm connected now to H+, and we'll also test the internet connection later. Here we have contacts, you can import contacts from your Google account or from any other account you've added before. Then let's check out the messaging application, and here we have the standard Android messaging application, nothing special, also the standard Android keyboard, so no Samsung keyboard, but you can install different keyboards from the Google Play Store like the SwiftKey keyboard. Now let us test the internet connection, the browser and movie playback at once. So we are now in the Android browser and I'm now connected to H+, and now let's try to playback this movie here on YouTube. And as you can see, it's working pretty well. So it's loading fast. We have H+ up to 22 Mbits. We have a 720p display, so we have a good resolution, and also the colors are looking pretty good here in this one. I'm just not recording audio right now because it's a little bit noisy outside, but the speaker is working good. The quality is not as good like on the original one, but for a fake one the quality is actually pretty good. Yeah, then now let's access the menu where we can find some more applications. And the first new app is the camera application, which we will test right now. So let's open it up and let's try to take some photos outside. So the camera application can be easily used with the flip cover. If you want to use the full screen, then you have to open up the flip cover. And I have to say the camera application looks almost equal like on the real one. Also the autofocus animation looks exactly like on the real one, but the autofocus is slower than on the real one. But unfortunately the back camera only has 8 megapixels, so only half of the pixels like the real one. The front camera only has 2 megapixels. We have different modes like normal mode, auto mode, beauty face mode, panorama mode and much more. You can also record videos in HD, but not in 2K like on the real one. So the camera is definitely worse. But the camera application tells us that the camera should have 16 megapixels, but this is fake, it only has 8 megapixels. And the camera application is almost a 1-to-1 copy. Okay, then here you can see some photos I have made here with the phone, and actually for 8 megapixels still look really good. And now let's check out the other applications which we can find on the phone. Further we can see a music player pre-installed, videos, a clock, you can use your phone as an alarm clock, a S-Plan application, it's outdated but still working. We got an email application, settings where we were before, a file browser, a sound recorder, a calculator, a standard browser, FM radio which only works with the headset, Gmail, and finally the Google Play Store which we'll check out right now. And we got here the latest version of the Google Play Store. You can download every app you want to. This is the original Google Play Store, not some hacked Play Store or something. So you can sign in here with your Google account and download applications or buy applications without a problem. Also there shouldn't be any restrictions, so you can download every app you want to and you won't see messages like your phone is not supported or something. And as you can see, I can install this application here without a problem, and now it's downloading the application and installing the application. Okay, then let's go back to the main menu while this app is installing. And further we got Google Maps, so you can use it with GPS or without GPS. You just have to have an active internet connection, like I'm connected now to H+ or Wi-Fi, but unfortunately this phone does not support LTE, so there's no 4G on this phone, so if you pay for it, then you should get the real one and not the fake one. Okay, and as you can see, also Google Maps is working, and we will later do a little GPS test. But you also have S applications here on the fake one. So for instance, you have S Health or TripAdvisor, which are pre-installed on the real one. So we're now here in the health board, and here you can see how many calories you have burned. You can access the walking mate, exercise mate, food tracker, and all that weird fitness stuff. Okay, then further we got system tools, and this is really important because here you can calibrate the proximity sensor. If you have problems with the proximity sensor, if air gestures are not working, then you can try to calibrate it. Further we got backup and restore, downloads, we got Fun Club, which was pre-installed, the Heartbeat application, an OTG tutorial, the Play application, and S-Note, as you've seen before, the outdated version. Also pre-installed was the Smart Remote and My Store, so maybe My Store is something like an alternative Google Play Store. And here are some apps which I have downloaded, like the benchmarking apps, which we'll need later. Okay, then now I want to show you the proximity sensor. So now let's open up the Android status bar and let's activate air gestures. Okay, so it's here on the top, and let's activate air gestures. Smart Stay didn't work really well for me, so I'm always on clone. Smart Stay is a problem. But the proximity sensor is working really fine, so it perfectly detects swipes to the left or swipes to the right. Up and down is not working. I didn't have to calibrate it, it was working straight out of the box. Okay, that was the proximity sensor, and now let's check out Wi-Fi and GPS. Okay, so we're now outside, GPS is working, and you should do the GPS fix first, so this is highly recommended to find a fix very fast. And I'm located in Vienna, as you can see. It found my position, but I don't want to zoom in because I don't want to show my home location to everyone on the internet. Okay, that was GPS, and now let's test Wi-Fi. So as you can see, Wi-Fi is working perfectly. I'm connected to my home network, the router is inside, I am outside, the signal quality is good, and the speed is 135 megabits per second. Okay, now we went through everything which is on the phone, and now you will see some benchmarks to see how fast the phone is, and afterwards you will hear my conclusion. So just sit down and enjoy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're now at the end of this video, and now here comes my conclusion. So I really enjoyed reviewing this phone, and I have to say the performance for a China copy is amazing. The octa-core SoCs now get really cheap, and this phone retails for only $190. That means it's less than the half price as for a real Galaxy S5. But therefore you also have less features like no NFC, no 4G, no 2K camera, no fingerprint sensor, it's not waterproof, and some more. And you have to think about that, do I need that features or not? But anyway, I'm very satisfied with both phones, so if you want to, check out the link in the description to get more information on the E5 from eFox shop. Also don't forget to visit chinadevices.com for the latest information on China phones, or if you have questions, feel free to register, write a new thread, and I will try to reply to it as soon as possible. So as always guys, thanks for watching, and I hope I see you again in my next videos. Bye bye!